Okay, so today's video, we are going through a crazy story time, which happened to me this week. It's a little bit mad. Also, I don't know how the lighting's looking. Instead of doing my videos where I'm normally doing them, I'm doing it on my windowsill with natural lighting, but it's not sunny, it's quite cloudy. But hopefully you can see me all good. Let's just get into the story. So the story is how I got expelled, excluded, kicked out, whatever you want to call it, from school. This happened to me on Thursday. Today's Sunday. Let's just have a little chat about it. The day was Thursday. It was literally like normal. I woke up, got ready, you know how it is, just got to school. I had an English literature GCSE exam in the morning, and it started like 9 o'clock. Got to school and then just sat down, like waiting for the bell to go to registration. And then after registration, I went straight to my exam, sat down, I was doing my exam, everything was all good. So I'm in my exam, okay, you know, I'm just doing my English literature exam. An hour and 25 minutes into it, about that time, about an hour and a half into the exam. My head teacher comes in, like obviously coming into an exam is quite weird. He like looked at me and then he left. I thought it was a bit weird, but I thought he was just checking up on everybody. The exam ended and I left, and as soon as I left, he was waiting for me outside the exam, and he said, hi, he was like, hi, I'd like you to come with me. So I was automatically like, wait, what? Like, what have I done? Like, I thought he was just gonna ask me about the exam or something, because obviously, like, I haven't done anything wrong. I didn't, like, to my knowledge, I didn't think anything had happened. We walk over to his, like, to his main office, to his little, like, head teacher room, and he has my bag in there. And he was like, I'd like you to show me your fireworks. I was like, my firework? Like, what are you on about? And he was like, yeah, we've been informed that you brought fireworks onto site. And I literally looked at him and I was like, what are you on about? Like, I've not brought fireworks to school. Like, you're an idiot. And then they went and got one of my friends. I actually have no idea why, but the next thing I know is like my friend comes into the room as well. Let's call him LJ. So they called in LJ and got LJ to sit down next to me. And they said, we need to look at your bag as well in case, you know, Ed's giving you the fireworks. And I'm literally sat here like, why have you pulled out me and this random kid to say we have fireworks in our bag? Like, it literally made no sense. So they rummaged through my bag. Obviously they couldn't find anything. They just found my camera and my phone and stuff like that, which obviously you can't get in trouble for having. While we're like looking through my bag, two like big police officers come in, and I was literally sat there like, is this seriously necessary? Like, these two police officers come in and they're just like standing by the door, so like I literally couldn't leave. I had a head teacher, the deputy head teacher, and then I had two police officers surrounding me at this little tiny table that I was sat in with my bag. So these two police officers are just like obviously not letting me leave or anything. And I was just sat there like looking for my bag, like just showing them I literally didn't have anything. For some reason, LJ's with me. Literally, I'm trying to think why he was with me. I can't think why they would have called him in. I think that it was because we were like, I think it's because we were sat opposite each other in our exam. So for some reason they must have thought that I gave him fireworks, or like somebody made a rumour that I gave him the fireworks or something. But of course fireworks, I didn't actually have fireworks with me. Because they obviously thought that I gave them to him, they were like, can we search your bag please? He obviously gets his bag out with two police officers, a deputy head and a head teacher. And he starts going for his bag, and obviously there was nothing in there. But why he had like this little bag inside of his bag. And he opened it and was like, oh yeah, there's nothing in there, and put it back in. And then no one said anything, but then the deputy head went, oh, you didn't see that? What's in there again? So he opens it again, and the head takes it off him, pulls out all his stuff, pulls out like a bag, like a bag inside a bag inside a bag. Like, literally this kid's like, I don't even know what was with him. So he had like loads of cigarettes and a lighter and stuff, and everyone was like, oh okay, you know, that's obviously quite bad, so like I'd get confiscated. But taking cigarettes to school isn't that bad. And then they pulled out a little like silver thing, a little white bag, and there was a pen knife. There was also a little bag of like drugs in there. So there's me sat next to this kid that I go to school with, and he's got a knife in his bag and some drugs, and I literally looked at him and I was like, why is that in your bag? And then he tried to argue his way out of it and basically explained that he had it in his bag because he went out the night before and then forgot to take it out. And then I'm literally like so confused. I'm literally like, but why would you have a knife in your bag? And then he said that he goes like biking and stuff, so he needs a pen knife on him. So I was like, okay, that kind of does make sense. And then the police obviously confiscated it straight away, put it into one of those like clear see-through bags, all of it and everything, and they were gonna expel him. They were gonna expel him on the spot. And then they also phoned my parents and his parents, even though I have not done anything wrong, but I'm sat next to a kid who's brought a knife and drugs to school. It was honestly ridiculous. And then they phoned his parents, LJ's parents, and his parents ended up managing, I have no idea how they did that. They managed to talk him out of the whole knife situation, about saying how he had to use it the night before for this scenario, and then the fact that he took the wrong bag to school, all that stuff. Basically managed to get him out of being getting like fully expelled. But we obviously, they didn't really want to expel us because we had our GCSEs like this week, so they didn't want to get rid of us because that would just mess up our future and stuff. There the police are like literally staring at us thinking that we're like the worst people in the world. Like honestly, some dirty looks were given to us, and they literally like stood by the door like this, like shoulder to shoulder, like not letting us leave. Like even if we tried to leave, we would not get out because he had a weapon on him. What happened is after they phoned it, as they were on the phone to his dad, and his dad was getting him out of trouble, the 2 police officers came over. One of the police officers was like 6'2", bald, had those tattoos and was like really big, and the other one was like dark hair, 6 foot, normal size. And the bald guy came up to my friend and handcuffed him and everything, so he was sat like this onto a table because obviously he had weapons on him, so they had to like detain him. But they were like really rough, and he had like his arms really high up to his back like this, and I could tell that he was in a lot of discomfort and stuff, and he started going red, and he looked like he was obviously quite upset because he didn't mean to take it to school, but obviously like it's in his bag, so he got in trouble for it. So there's me literally sat next to this kid who's just been like well, not really harmed, but like forcefully put into handcuffs by this big police officer. Bearing in mind my friend's like what, like he's not as big as me, and I'm a small person. Like I'm like what, 5'10", so this kid's probably like 5'7", probably 5'8". He's just a normal, you know, 15, 16-year-old kid, and he's just been put in handcuffs by some beefy policeman. And my friend's dad managed to talk him out of it. The guy was like, the head teacher was like, okay, we're not going to expel you, we're going to give you one last chance. If you do anything in the rest of the day, then we will permanently exclude you. We're confiscating absolutely everything that we have found, and you will not get it back. So obviously that was fair enough. But then the police wanted to speak to us after. So the head teacher and the deputy head teacher left the room, and when we thought we were all out of it, the police wanted to speak to us, and we were like, brilliant, you know, this is great. No, we were just like so annoyed. Obviously having to speak to the police is not really what you want to do, but they basically tried to get out of me who started the rumour, because obviously someone made up a rumour that I had fireworks in my bag, which I didn't, of course, because I didn't find anything. But I had no idea who started the rumour that I had fireworks in my bag, because it's a stupid rumour to make. They kept saying like, oh, it's okay, look, you can tell us, you know who it is, you know who it is, you know who it is, thinking that it was one of our friends that we know that was like playing like a prank or something on us. And we were literally like, we have absolutely no idea like why this has even been a thing. Like the police were contacted while we were in our exams. Obviously they're annoyed that it wasted their time because it's not actually true. Although they found a knife in my friend's bag, which is kind of not a waste of their time. But I felt bad because they never would have found the stuff in his bag if I wasn't there, if that makes sense. Then they also asked my friend why he had drugs in his bag. Luckily it wasn't enough to, he didn't have enough drugs to be like, so apparently if you have like over a certain amount, it's intent to supply, so you get in like loads of trouble for it. But he just had possession of it, like to use for himself, if that makes sense. So he didn't like get arrested or anything, but they just took away his stuff. And because they literally never heard from him ever before, they literally gave him a warning, and they were like, if we ever catch you out in public with drugs or anything, you will be arrested. So that was kind of scary. And then after they interviewed us about who could have told people about the fireworks and stuff, we then got let out, and then we then got escorted like around the school to the front of, like, basically the head teacher's office is at the back. Then you've got all the buildings in the school, and then you've got like the front entrance over here. So these 2 police officers escorted us both with our bags all the way through the school and out to the main entrance where their car was. And they basically said to us, if we ever have to come back again, then you'll be in serious trouble. And then they got in their car and they drove off. Me and my friends looking at each other like, how have we got away with that? Like, especially him. Like, I know I haven't done anything, but the accusations against me were very, very, very bad. Like bringing you have to be 18 to have fireworks with you, and I'm only 16, so that's why it's like illegal there, full stop. Plus it's a safeguarding thing, because like I'm around loads of kids, so like if I set a firework off, it's obviously gonna hurt someone. But this guy, they found drugs and a knife in his bag, and he got away with it. He is the luckiest person in the world. Like he got like what, forced into handcuffs a little bit by like, and shoved a little bit by a policeman, but that's not even bad. He's actually one of the luckiest people in the world. But then after that, we just got on with our day, and I still have not found out who made a rumour that I had fireworks in my bag. But yeah, that's the story of how me and my friend basically got expelled or excluded from school. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like on this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe to the channel. We just hit 10,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for that. Bye.